Hi, my name is Nick Shell, and I manage the website Family Friendly Daddy Blog. But specifically, I have been a daddy blogger for over a decade now. And I thought I would just address that. I mean, I have this YouTube channel called that, but this is ultimately just an extension of a website called Family Friendly Daddy Blog. What's interesting and I think unique about my website is that for over a decade, I have been writing a letter to my son every single week, at least once, every single week, since the moment that my wife and I found out that we were going to be having a boy. And now he's 9.5. And we have also a 4-year-old daughter, and I've been doing the same thing since we found out we were having a girl. Every single week I write at least one letter and show a picture of them to illustrate what that story is that week that's going on. So it's interesting because I started this out as a blogger. I'd been doing a blog for maybe about 9 or 10 months, and then I turned it into a parenting blog. What's interesting is for 4 years, I actually was the official daddy blogger of Parents Magazine on their website, parents.com. I was it, and that was a job that I got paid to do on the side for 4 whole years until they changed their format. Ultimately, I think what they discovered is daddy blogs are not as important or as relevant as mommy blogs. There's more women reading parenting stuff than there are men, enough so that the free market determined it's not worth continuing to pay a man, a dad, to keep doing that. But ultimately what I want to do is just make this video for anyone who watches my channel here but that didn't know that there's a whole other side of ultimately what I do and why I created this channel. Ultimately was to be an extension of that, even though I feel like it has not ultimately reflected that, because we've talked about other things that people found more interesting for what they're looking for. So ultimately, you can look at the description right here below. Look in that description, there's a link. That's my website. You can click on it, you can take a look at it. Because ultimately, I don't know how many other dads out there who have been faithfully blogging as a daddy blogger for over a decade. It was the end of May in 2009 when I started this whole thing. So it's so relevant. I mean, there's definitely been weeks where I'm like, I don't really have time to write 2 letters, one to each kid, but I have. I've faithfully done that at least once a week for both kids. And for me, it's very important because I'm quite nostalgic. So for me to look back and see, okay, a year ago, 2 years ago, here's what was going on. Here was where their development was. And compare that to now and think, wow, that's interesting to be able to track that progress. And obviously too, it's something that they'll always have too, that they can look back and see, here's what my dad felt. Here's how he felt about me. Here's stories he told about me that I can't remember, but he has access to, and he's documented that. So there you go. I am one of the few daddy bloggers on the planet who's faithfully been doing this for over a decade, at least once every single week. And ultimately, that's probably the main reason why my website actually is as popular as it is. It's actually very popular, even if you've never looked at it before in association with this video. But because I have been around for so long on the internet, on that blog, over a decade, and producing something at least every week, it keeps it relevant for SEO purposes. So go ahead, check it out if you wish. See what my actual real life is like by clicking on that link in the description.